Our practitioners go into schools, they work with the children, as I say, on a one-to-one basis or in a group setting. They talk about feelings, they talk about things that are going on in the children's lives, they give the children strategies on how they can help themselves, how they can improve their friendships, and how they can use these strategies in their daily lives in order to feel more confident about themselves. So the project started in 2018, and we worked in a couple of schools that were selected by the Well project. So we worked in 5 schools in the area. Since then, we've moved into some other schools, and as of last year, increased our schools from 7 to 14. So we've doubled our schools in the last year that we've been working in.
Well, we go in and we give them a safe environment for to come in and give them emotional support for anything that's going on at home or in school. It can be anything from problems at home, worries around family breakups, friendships in school, maybe bullying as well in school, just like low self-esteem and low confidence in a lot of the children that we do see. We do different activities, we do listen and talk activities, we do crafty activities as well, and we also talk about emotions through stories. We also play games as well, because sometimes when they're playing games at the end, that's when they mostly come out and they talk among each other, and you can pick things up as well.
We cover all sorts of things, so it could be things to do with like their confidence or social skills, but we also work with children who have maybe experienced trauma or have child protection plans in place, that sort of thing. Just to keep eyes on with them and just help them go through their emotions and their feelings.
It can take children about 6 weeks before they feel comfortable with you, and I've got children I've seen for 2 years that you do get a bond with them, and they come to know that they can come to you and they can tell you things that are happening, that they know that they're going to get that support every day. It's like therapeutic for them when they're doing the crafty activities, because they say that sometimes when they do open up a little bit more when they are talking among themselves. And also some of the other children will say, oh, that's happened to me, and they can discuss between themselves what things that have happened. We do first start, we do how we're feeling today, and we do how we're feeling today, and they all pass around a little octopus, and they all say how they're feeling and why they're feeling like that, so we can touch on emotions and feelings or worries that they're having at that time.
And then we'll maybe do a worksheet that's focused on one particular emotion or one theme, like friendship or confidence, the self-esteem, that sort of thing. And we usually play a game at the end, because we do find that when the children are relaxed in that setting playing the game, that's usually when they start to open up a bit more, rather than being focused on, oh, I need to think about what's worrying me. When they're playing that game, they'll be like, oh, this happened at the weekend, or this.
Because sometimes you can't fix the issues that's going on at home, but at least that child knows that they're coming into our environment every week and getting the support that they need. I think if we didn't provide the service that we do, the problems would be taken on into like teenage years and adult life, because some children have gone through trauma and things like that. So if it isn't like early intervention, it can lead into adult life and cause problems, and it'll just be like a circle of life of going round.
We've worked as part of Time to Be Me for quite a long time now. It really helps us to identify the children that need support before their problems become bigger. We're really, really fortunate in the fact that we work with staff that are familiar to the school, and they know the children, they know the families, they've often worked with siblings and things like that. So it means that we can provide our children with the best possible support, working with us to provide them what they need to enable them to develop strategies for their mental wellbeing.
The Time to Be Me project is something that we've engaged with for a number of years. It's been a huge support to us as a school in terms of particularly around recovery of COVID. So since that time we've seen children's anxiety kind of go through the roof. And present in lots of different ways, whether that's not wanting to come into school, or kind of their friendships being kind of tested because of their emotional outbursts.
It's beyond what we can afford and achieve. At the moment we do have significant funding difficulties with our budgets. We spread our staff as much as we can to support the children. We do have like an open door policy for our children and things like that, but the benefit that we get from Time to Be Me is that we know that those children are going to get a session once a week without fail to help them to explore whatever they need to work their way through.
In my 24 years, has become more of a bigger picture within schools now in terms of supporting children's well-being and emotional state. It was always something that teachers were expected to do. However, the pressures on the curriculum now mean that is very difficult to find the time. The children love the sessions. The fact that it is done collaboratively, it helps them recognise that it's not just them dealing with that particular issue. They're able to kind of share strategies with each other, learn from each other, and ultimately they enjoy the tasks there as well. That there's just that sort of sense of fun and enjoyment as well. So they're looking forward to those sessions with the therapists from Howgill.
I think if we go back to when we first started participating with Time to Be Me, it was pre-COVID, and at that time the mental health crisis was already starting to take shape before any of the pandemic and things like that. Since then, I think the cost of living crisis has had a massive impact on families. The pandemic has led to a lot of places closing down, so places that we would reach out to for support have gone. There's massive waiting lists and things like that, and having those direct links with Time to Be Me means that we can say to Howgill Family Centre and the practitioners that we work with, we've got this child and we really need them to get help now, and more or less that will happen the next week. We work really closely together to engage parents, to speak to the practitioners, to get all the information that we need to get the help really quickly, and that is something that is like gold dust in this area at the moment. For children, I would say that when we've tried to get them help and support through the NHS, the thresholds that they have to meet to even qualify for that support are so high because the facilities are so stretched that for Time to Be Me, we can identify a child that has any kind of issue and we'll work together to make sure that we're achieving the best for them quickly. And I think that's really important before a problem becomes bigger.
The need remains there, and I feel that it will do for some time. The life of a modern child is pressured and there's lots of external factors, so I don't feel that these negative reactions are going to go away anytime soon. So as a school, we're looking to lend on support from everywhere really in order to help us in supporting the well-being of our children. So it's vital really in terms of our future projections.
I think Time to Be Me is something that's absolutely invaluable for schools. We've been lucky to work with them right from the start, and I know that they have started to spread out into other towns in the local area, and I think that having the opportunity for them to develop the funding and to grow that programme and to ensure that other schools in the local area get the same opportunities as we've been lucky enough to receive is absolutely invaluable.
These guys are vital to what we do. It's kind of, and these issues aren't going to go away, so if you can still get people to fund your roles in school, I know I'm not alone in thinking that. It's kind of, we would feel like a lost limb if these guys weren't here. So